Oh, we just love digesting rankings every Tuesday night, don't we? Yeah.
Well, this is kind of what we expected, right?
Yeah.
I think everybody's got their eye on Ohio State. Is there any way, given all the different scenarios that could happen this weekend, that Ohio State in that #2 spot, with the way that they won in double overtime against Michigan, the #3 ranked team in the country, can get knocked out if people jump them? It's possible, absolutely. That's the real story here. You look at Big Ten, their two top highest rated teams aren't even playing in the conference championship game.
Feels weird.
So the Big Ten is the story here. They're getting the benefit of the doubt that the SEC has always gotten. It's clear that the committee really appreciates what they're doing, but we all have our eyes on what happens.
The Big Ten is the new king of college football, with all those teams, 4 teams in the top 7, and now you got a scenario where 3 teams could possibly get into this college football playoff from one conference. We worried about 2 getting in from one conference, now 3, and they can all 3 be from the Big Ten.
Yeah, if you have enough anarchy when it comes to championships Saturday, but then you have Ohio State just locked in at #2, and they don't even have to play. They're the best benefit factors of this poll that comes out tonight.
In some ways, the Penn State loss helps them. They don't have to play a game. They're still in the Final Four, which is kind of crazy to say. And there's 2 major questions here. The first question is, does the Big Ten champion, either the Penn State or Wisconsin winner, go past Michigan and get ahead of them should one of those Clemson or Washington teams lose? That's
the big
question one. The second question is, does Washington get to the 3 hole by virtue of a win over Colorado, if in fact that takes place? And because now that strength of schedule, remember the Louisville win doesn't look the same, although the committee moved Louisville down to 13 despite losing to Kentucky.
And they're 1 spot behind Florida State, who has the same exact record and beat them head-to-head soundly. They've got them ranked 1 spot behind.
I think they hung 60 on them.
But to answer your first question, Michigan beat both of those teams. No matter who's going to be the conference champion there in the Big Ten. They beat Penn State, and they also beat Wisconsin.
So how do you move it past them?
And you can't say what's good for the goose isn't good for the gander, right? If Ohio State gets to be at the #2 spot without winning the Big Ten, so too should Michigan.
And Penn State has the head-to-head on Ohio State and could be the Big Ten champion. Now, head-to-head conference championship supposed to be very important.
Exactly.
The committee does not weigh the conference champion factor in until all the games are played. Is Ohio State a lock? A lock.
I think they are. Yeah, where they sit now. And Penn State, you factor in the injuries as well. They lose to Michigan because they're decimated on the defensive side of the ball.
All right. Remember, at the end of the day, though, fellas, it's an invitational. The committee will make whatever they need to have happen.